Hey, and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My preview is not showing anything good right now. I don't know if you're getting audio. I don't know what's going on with the preview image, my video preview. So, if folks could jump in the chat and let me know what they're seeing, if they're seeing anything, I'm gonna go to the actual stream here. I'm not getting anything here, which is not good. Doing our afternoon edition stream. Hi, Pat. I am seeing and hearing you. Okay, so you're seeing me. You're seeing me. Okay. For whatever reason, I don't have anything in my preview, which is very weird. Um, and I don't know what's going on with that. So I don't know what's up, but I am. If people are seeing me, hello. That's good. I don't know why I am not showing up. Um, Also, hello, welcome to the Build Bear Workshop. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to actually, close out of that, reopen up Chrome. I'm using Chrome, and let's go to the dashboard and see if that makes things appear. And yeah, okay, there's me again. Now what happened? I assume is I had an update for my for NVIDIA, and I didn't close out of Chrome in between that, so that might have just been some weird little thing. Isk, hello and welcome. It's been a little while. Glad to have you here. Folks that are just joining, this is an afternoon stream. We're going to wait a couple minutes, see if we can get a few more bodies in the stream before we start building. I'm going to PAX this weekend. I'm leaving very early on Thursday, so I will not be able to build on Thursday or Saturday like I normally do. I will be doing some live streaming stuff that I will host on this stream Friday night and Saturday night, 8:30 Pacific time for both shows. I will be on twitch.tv/PAX2, and I will host it on this channel. So that's two things that definitely are going to happen. So, and then I'm hopefully maybe Friday, maybe Saturday, I'm not sure when, I'm going to do a live stream, like quick little on my phone from PAX, like check-in thing, just to kind of be up and hang out, answer some questions in the chat, that kind of thing. But not going to be able to do my normal streaming because I'll be away, but I wanted to stream this week. So here we are. We're doing 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time on a Monday. This is also kind of when I would be doing things if I got that third day on Patreon. If I got to the third stream a week, this would be the time I would do it. So, yeah. Excited to do some stream today. Like I said, wait for see if we get a few more folks popping in before we kick off with our stream. And then also, here's a reminder: this is the last stream of the month, my last regular build stream of the month. So I am doing my subscriber giveaway. I am giving away the Gundam, the Wing Gundam real grade that I built. So someone's going to win that who's a subscriber. So if you're not currently a subscriber, now's a good time to do that. I will pick the winner fairly soon before we get kicked off. So yeah, so if you feel like subscribing, anybody who subscribes could win that. And I think like that might be all I have to say. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's the Wing Gundam real grade. Built that. It's a cool looking kit. Excited. It transforms. It's a real grade, and I'm excited to send it out to somebody. I got to get my random number generator ready. Because that is important. And then, yeah, we'll go from there in a little bit. Hello, Isk. Yeah, throw that bear cave emote there if you're a subscriber. Let people know you're here, you're watching. Say hello to everybody who's here in the chat. Thank you for joining me today. Lashbrook is here. Very nice to see you. Yeah, I'm glad the technical difficulty was just on my end and just required me to restart Chrome. That's way better than the alternative, which is that you were getting a weird image out there. So I'm glad that that is the case. We are building our Unicorn Gundam, the Banshee Norn. You can see the Banshee's legs and waist are done, and we've just started working on the chest. So we've got a ways to go on this kit. We won't finish it today, I don't think, but we'll get pretty far with it. Anyway, let me draw a name, and we'll do this giveaway. Uh, get that ready. I have to go and get a download of my subscribers, but we'll do that, and then we'll kick off the build. So we download subscriber list. All right. That's really fast now. It used to take a couple minutes. Now it's like instantaneous. Okay. So, any number between 2 and 27. So let's make that out there. Last minute. If you're not a subscriber and you'd like to become one, you can get in on this. Someone's going to win a model kit that I built, and I'll mail it out to them at some point in the future. I don't know when. But let's generate a number. We're generating a number. And then I'm looking at my results. And that number is doing that again because that person has already won one. And I want to make this fair. All right, our winner is Paradisive 2. Paradisive 2, I think I'm saying that name right. I will be contacting them. They won a model kit. I'm writing the name in there in chat so that I have that there. And then I'm also going to put that here in my notes. And then I'll message them after the stream that they won. That's awesome. They're the winner. And then in September, I will be giving away the GM Sniper 2 Master Grade, which is a very fun kit. So that'll go out then. And that's the end of our drawing. Yeah, so every month at the last stream of the month, I do that giveaway so that I can send my kits out to the world as a thank you for people being a subscriber and continuing to support me on my streams. Let's go to the overhead. We are working on our Banshee Norn. I've got some tools over here. I'm going to move those out of the way. We don't need those right now. As always, it is sticky and warm in here, so put this in as far away as so I can read it, and then we'll build over here. Put our legs aside. You can still check those legs out. Green screen stuff should be good today. I do get natural light in during the day, and that does affect my green screen setup because I have a window that I've covered but not perfectly covered, and at night it's no problem. But during the day, it can be annoying. All right, so we did this part, we did that part, we did the 2 cover pieces. We got some more pieces to put in here. Got to do, yeah. Now we're just working on our chest. This is, like I said, I don't know a lot about the Unicorn Gundam show. I know very little. I know this kit looks awesome. The Banshee Norn. I think the Norn is like an upgrade of the original Banshee. That I think I know. But like I said, I'm not an expert in this kit. I just know this kit looks real good. And that I'm excited to build it. Yeah, this build is fun. Isk, you're right. Real grades, they're still very new. Now, this is a 2018 kit. So this is the latest. Oh, Will Smith is hosting. Thank you, Will. Appreciate that. This is like the latest and greatest of real grade technology. So there's a lot of tiny pieces that all interwove together. It's a lot of detail work for the 144 scale. So I am very excited about that. It's been a fun build so far. I'm looking forward to doing more of it. G30. Okay, is that piece there? And then Unicorn is UC fan service wrapped around kind of not great story. I know absolutely nothing about Gundam, to be honest. Yeah, the story Unicorn is bad. The suits are all pretty bad. I do like mechs a lot. They just put mobile suits from the last 30 years of the show and throw them into super battles. Okay, well, Mr. Bob, that makes a lot of sense. Mechs are great. Road mechs are wonderful. We can all agree on that. And you know what? You don't have to know about the show to appreciate a good Gundam. Good design is good design. It doesn't matter if you are an expert in it or not, or in every show. Because if I only built the show kits from the shows I watched, I would be limiting myself to a lot of cool kits. So I definitely live under the idea that like if it looks awesome, you should just build it because there's so many shows out there. And I'd be into building mechs from shows that aren't Gundam. Like I don't have a problem doing that. I think that's fine. There's so many good shows out there that like there's too much good content out there. So it's like, yeah, if it seems cool, I'm down to build it. Uh, let's see. I appreciate the name Full Frontal, though. I just watched my first anime last week, 2 episodes of Cowboy Bebop. I'm enjoying it. Asmo, we talked about this. That's a great anime to start with. Um, Full Frontal is the best because they got told by the Western office well after committing to the name. The name of chart type is called Full Frontal. Look, Google is your friend. That's all I'm saying. Do I expect every single person out there, every entertainment company out there to do the research to go, what does this mean in this language? No. But like, come on, y'all. Maybe don't call your thing Full Frontal. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe don't. Where does this gotta go? All right, I was putting this on wrong, I think. This goes like this. As always, sometimes new pieces, new situation. I occasionally struggle with them to make them all work and fit. This is coming along all right, though. I think I'm figuring this out, where these pieces need to go, where they're locking into. Yep, that looks good. And then that locks in there. Great. That's good. And then, okay, so we gotta that. So this is like the cockpit entrance then. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure this out. Okay. There we go. I got it. Had to lock that in place to keep everything together. Makes sense. Supposed to be a sense of openness, untamed. Yeah. Um. Oh, Road. That's awesome. You say that you inspired me, so I got a kit for building Diva's mech. I think it's more simple than what you do, but I'm really excited. Well, yeah. I mean, start simple. The advice I give folks when they ask me about model kit building is get a super deformed kit. Get a 6-piece kit. The little Baer that we made, the petite guy, that's like that's a 10-piece kit. Get a high grade for your first one. Buy it 2 copies of it. So if you break a piece, you have immediately get another one because they're expensive but not super expensive. Be okay with failing, but high grade is a good place to start. Super deformed, the tiny chibi little fun things, where those are fun places to start. Obviously we're working with real grade here, which is a bunch of tiny pieces interwoven in interesting, odd ways, and then we were mostly working real and master grade, which is large, big old kits, full of pieces. So I totally understand, like, work at your own pace, but the fact that you're starting out, that's awesome. I love hearing that, Road. Um, Mr. Bob, that sounds awful and great. There's something very incredibly funny about the idea of someone being like very serious and then going full frontal. Like that's just silly and fun. That is accidentally great. Oh, I love this. I mean, we talked about this on Saturday, 2 days ago. Weird. Thursday, Saturday, Monday. But yeah, we talked about how this uh, thing here. Let's see. A37. What was G28? Did we put a G28 on there? No. Oh, G28 is the next piece we got to put on. Okay. Like I said, there's some unique, fun things in here that I'm like trying to be very patient with and make sure that I'm doing right. So they all work together. Because sometimes a thing that you end up having is uh, you end up with like bulges and weirdness in some of my early real grade builds because I wasn't taking my time with it. Uh, Welcome to the Build with Baer Workshop Full Frontal Edition. Nope, no thanks. Think Unicorn my favorite because of the suits they pull out. So many gifts. Uh, yeah, I mean, it just sounds like a very silly show. It sounds like something I should probably check out. But I don't know if it's meant to be silly, which has its benefits, certainly. Okay, so this is going to be like this. Just trying to make sure these pieces line up right. I'm doing it right. And then this is facing this way. The continually biggest hurdle for doing kits that you don't, from a show you're not familiar with, or working with a kit you're not really used to is a death scythe or like a wing Gundam. A wing Gundam I could probably put together. I've done so many wing Gundams and death scythes, and I'm so familiar with wing Gundam that I could probably put one together with my eyes closed. But when it's a kit that you don't know, it's like if I really knew what this model looked like, I could probably like use my best judgment. But here I really have to read the instructions because I don't quite know what it's supposed to look like. So I have to go off what they're saying, which can, means that I sometimes have to take my time. I would recommend the OVA over the show, as the show is a weirdly cut up version of the OVA of 15 minutes of what happened last time to each episode. That is good to know. It's very good to know. I'm going to put this down just a little bit here. I did want to say for folks that may not pay much attention to some of the other stuff I do, I put up a Let Pat Play on my YouTube. I do a weekly YouTube series every Monday where I play a different game or series of games and kind of cover them. And by making it a YouTube series, I'm giving myself permission to play games because I do a lot in whatever spare time I have, and sometimes it's hard to justify having any spare time. So I do that as kind of it's for this thing that I'm doing as permission. So, okay, that goes like that. And today I looked at an app called Monster Girl Maker. It is, I guess it's available for iOS and for Android, but I played the PC version, which is on itch, and it's really fun and very silly. I really recommend it. It's called you can watch go to youtube.com/PatBaer. You can watch the video. I linked it on my Twitter as well. And you can see me make a monster girl. It's really fun. It's a very cool, weird app that I highly recommend. It's just fun, just easy and silly. This thing popped off. These things have been popping off every time I move this kit. As always, my least favorite part of any kit is the skirt because they just don't want to stay on. All right, let's move on here. We are now working on, we're going to add some arms. We haven't finished the chest, but we've done a lot of the chest, and now it's time to work on some arms. So let's build some arms. B5, cut B8 the same way. All right. So yeah, the thing a real great does is it does a lot of these like kind of interesting plastic combinations here. Always kind of cool. It does end up with a little bit of like tiny jaggies you got to be careful about. But yeah. Anyway, Monster Girl Maker is cool. It's a very fun thing, and I spend like 20 minutes making a monster that I think turned out real neat. So I was very happy to make that monster, and you can watch that. And I filmed my one for next Monday because I will be at PAX, obviously, as I've been saying a bunch. And that one is the first time I looked at a game that I don't like. I've pretty much just been playing things that I think are fun. And so that was the first time I ever played a game that I don't recommend people ever play. So it's almost like me doing a public service announcement, which is definitely a new thing for me. Or like a consumer reports being like, hey, this is not good. Here's Pat Baer. This is a message from Pat Baer saying, this is not a good video game. And that's rare for me. But that's my next week's. Oops. Dropped a piece, landed on my waist. Thank you. G5, G7, G8. And G8. And we'll just put this aside because we'll be doing the same thing with the other arm in just a moment. So we might as well just put this aside. And we'll get to it soon. I think the best part about Unicorn, it feels a different show after catching up on old UC shows and movies because it's 95% callbacks. That makes sense. It's kind of like a love letter, like best of kind of thing. That's cool. I sort of enjoy that about the building series. I don't watch a lot. I haven't watched a lot of it. I've kind of just watched random episodes. I'm not as super into it, but I do like that it's just like, hey, remember how cool this Gundam is? Here it is in a different context. Enjoy. I kind of like that because some mechs are cool, and we don't get to celebrate those. Okay, so then it wants me to. This is like this, and then turn like that. Okay, great. So that's one arm. Now we're going to do the other thing with the other arm. It's like this. And we're just chipping out the same pieces. Six, 4, 8. Just doing some arms. I want the Bear Guy holiday to be real. Okay, so we do this, we do this, we do this piece here. So a couple people asked about why. Originally, I said I was going to do a stream on Wednesday, in the afternoon, and then that changed. I am doing something on Wednesday. I still can't say what it is, but it will be a live stream thing. So I'm going to do something cool on Wednesday, but it is off channel. It is separate from the normal build stream stuff. So so that's cool. I am excited about that. I don't normally get a chance to do other streaming things that often, so I'm excited to see what that ends up being. And then once I can promote it, I will promote it. But right now I can't yet. So can't tell you about it except that sometime on Wednesday in the afternoon, I'll be doing something and it'll be cool. And I'll tell you when I can. Minerva Zabi is, yes. Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of Gundam out there. And especially if you're like me and you kind of focus on the shows that aren't in the regular timeline, if you're more into the other shows, it can be hard to like know a lot of what's going on out there. All right, so we put our arms on, but we're not ready to finish that. So we put that aside. We got to assemble some other stuff. We need A and E, an A, an F. Okay. Doing some stuff here. I'm not sure exactly what this is. I'll know once we get a little farther in. So we need E and A and F. Great. Let's start with E. We'll just build as we go. This is the exciting thing where we're not sure what we're getting until we get it. That is exciting to me. about this particular building process. I love the amount of connections to ZZ they have. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is weird. Um, it is, like I said, it's just an interesting thing that what they choose to focus on. Um, there's some stickers I could putting on this, of course, but we're not because, as you know, that's not my style. I save them so people who get these kits later are welcome to do the additions themselves, but it's just not my thing, so don't worry about it. And this is A23. All right. Here's A23. And then I need A21. And A18. 17, 18. Yep. Tiny piece. This is a very tiny piece. Let's see if the overhead shot can even see. That's a tiny piece that needs to snap into another piece. So we'll see how I do about that. So this snaps in here. All right, that snapped in pretty well. You can see that tiny piece snapped into that tiny piece. So that kind of worked. Like a certain kit that Pat has coming to him. Okay. Mr. Bob, did you send a kit out my way? Am I going to have a nice surprise when I get back from PAX? Is that what we're saying? Or are we just talking about stuff that is on my wish list and I'll probably get at some point? I'm not quite sure. Okay, so this goes trying to figure out how this piece works. Sometimes this is the weird part here, where I'm not really sure how things work. I'm just figuring it out as I go. Alright, so this goes in like this. And then this is like this. And then this is like this. Yeah, this is weird, and so I'm trying to figure it out. These pieces are both odd. And how they connect together is there's instructions, they're like this is how you do it. And they show you what it's like when it's done. So it's just a matter of like trying not to fuck up. That doesn't seem right. Pato, be careful with the shoulder joints on this kit during transformation. I built the unicorn and ended up breaking it. In general, I would say that the kit is really tight, so if you can work the joints and sliding pieces as you go, kind of break them in. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I probably won't do much transforming at all. Most of the time, I'm just doing... Oh, okay, I think I got this. Most of the time with these kits, I'm just doing, like, assembly and then maybe a little transforming to show it off. So I do appreciate the warning that maybe I should be massaging kits or massaging them as they go. So this goes into there. I think this is one of those things where like this was a lot of work and really annoying, but if I had done it before, I would have been like, if I know this kit, I would have been like, oh no, you just do it like this. Yeah, these joints are very tight, so I should be working them a little bit here and there. That is, oops, that is a thing with how these work. As I throw one, as a piece comes apart, which is luckily fine, easy to fix. But yeah, that is the thing I have noticed with the real grade is sometimes they are temperamental and tight, and I could see that being a problem with the transformation. Good to know a real grade unicorn coming to build. I would even be more consider lightly sanding some of the connection pegs to make it a little stiff. That's up to you. Yeah, I probably won't do that. I'll probably leave that up to whoever ends up with this kit in the future. And was I supposed to be doing that again? Oh no, there's the other one. So that's that one. So this is like a shoulder thing. It goes into this peg here. Oh yeah, we're just building up the rest of our chest piece here. Now that we have the arms in, we're like layering a thing over the arms, which makes a lot of sense because the arms are now attached. Okay, that makes sense. And then we'll build the other one on the other side, which is all the same pieces, but just, for the other side. So now I kind of know what I'm doing with it. 22. This should be theoretically faster because I just had some experience building it. 2. But yeah, I'm not too worried about making sure that all these, pieces are lubed up or really worn in because I won't be doing much transformation. Because that's not my thing. All right, and then 19, which is another tiny piece. I don't really have anime to talk about because nothing new came out between Saturday and today. So nothing new, just the normal stuff. I am watching an OVA, which is based on a series that came to Steam. It's like it's a non-interactive game thing, and I watched the OVA that's based on it. Let me go look up the name of that, because I got to open up another tab. Nekopara. Now I haven't finished it because it's like, and you just heard a little bit of audio of that because I accidentally opened up the YouTube link as I was trying to get the name of it. Nekopara. There's an OVA. It's like 58 minutes long. I watched a bunch of it, and like I said, a little bit of that audio just came in. I wonder if the Twitch archive will be messed up because of that. YouTube won't, because it's like no time at all, but I'm wondering. So I'm just going to put that in my anime notes because I wasn't going to talk about it, but I did watch it. Nekopara, Nekopara. I mean, it's just cute. It's a world where cat girls are real and you can own them as pets, or you can have them be employees. And it's like two cat girls that like want to go work for their master, and it's like, okay, and they're like bad at their jobs. I don't know. It seemed fine. Last work, I mean, like the fact that they got as far as they did in that show is actually surprising for Yu Yu Hakusho. But that last episode, so not big spoilers about the end of Yu Yu Hakusho. I won't dig too deep into it, but I will talk about this. Romantic payoffs. You you don't find a lot, and I think that shows that got to live and breathe, like Yu Yu Hakusho, shows like Naruto. Naruto, obviously because they did because the second season, Boruto, the second series, like the continuation series, characters ended up together because then they had kids, and then those kids are the focus on the new show. But like the idea, the concept of having um, like emotional relationship payoff in shows is awesome, and we don't always see that. Um, so look, we don't know if the Ice Girl, Hiei's sister, we don't know if she's ever gonna know quite Coabra's feelings. Like she has respect for him and thinks he's like a cool, good dude. But we don't know if she's ever gonna like acknowledge or return his romantic feelings. Like that's just not a thing that show is gonna dwell on. But it does give you the payoff, the emotional payoff, I think, and it earns that emotional payoff in a way that I was very pleased with. Um, that it strives to be like, no, we took the time to like acknowledge them and who they are to each other, um, and we're gonna pay that off. It's pretty cool because a lot of times, especially fighting series, like the show ends and then you're like, oh, what about those characters that you were shipping, show? Not just that I was shipping. What about the characters that you were like, there's a romantic spark here? You're gonna pay that off, and then sometimes shows do pay that off, and I think that's very cool. I like that. No, I just think that's neat, and I think that YYH does that, and I appreciate that it does that. Okay, so we put that on. That's on. And then this goes, like I said, didn't take as long this time because we were able to know what this thing wanted because we did it on the other side. And then we can put this on that. Great. Nice and easy. All right. And then we could finish the chest pieces. We're almost done with the chest. So, GGC. Oh, a C. Don't use C a lot on here yet. Speaking of shipping, I totally ship Morocco and yay. Yeah, I get that. I mean, look. If I don't say this, then Yaoi fangirls all over the world will magically appear to yell at me. I am contractually obligated, for fear of reprisal, to say, of course I ship Kurama Hiei. Of course I do. Those boys belong together. They complement each other. I'm not telling you, Lashbrook, to go down a rabbit hole and look up on YouTube a lot of the like Yu Yu Hakusho, there's song CDs, there's soundtracks, and then there's soundtracks where the actors sing songs as the characters because that was a thing that was and still is very popular. And they have at least two duo songs together, songs where those two voice actors as the characters sing duets. And like, they knew what was up. They knew what was going on. They were like, oh, these dudes are into each other. So I am contractually obligated to respect and declare the love of Kurama and Hiei. In the same way that I would be foolish not to say that the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho's other show, Hunter x Hunter, that Gon and Killua, who are in many ways nice Yusuke and had a friend early on, Hiei, because that's basically the idea. Is like, what if instead of Quabra, Yusuke's childhood friend was Hiei? I mean, that's what they're doing, and then obviously it's a different show and blah blah blah. But those two characters are clearly in love, even if it's aromantic. Those are characters in love with each other. Some of them are just obvious. Some of them are complete fabrications and ships. I always say like, it was always a surprise when Dorothy in Gundam Wing shows up again and has been living with Duo, because that feels like a thing that fans would make up, not a thing that they would ever acknowledge. on the show. Like, it just doesn't feel like a thing that makes sense. So when they are together, you're like, oh, weird. That just feels like a fan sub thing. Not Dorothy. Not Dorothy. Dorothy is a different character. Who dates? What character name am I thinking of? Uh, Wing Duo Love. Uh, Interest. It's not Dorothy. Dorothy. Oh, Hildy. 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 That's who it is. Why did I think? Why did I confused character names in one of my favorite shows? That's very silly of me. Hildy. Hildy. Like those two characters are together in a way that was very odd because uh, normally shows don't like worry about those minor characters. That's left um, for fan fiction writers to be like, oh, remember this minor character? Well, they're a huge part of the show now in dating this character. People were like, I don't remember that character. Who are you talking about? Oh, time to add a little gold. Add a little gold to this. 8. Obviously, in this shot, this isn't great. It's not too bad. In that shot, you can see this is some nice looking gold plastic. Gold painted plastic. Yeah, I just, I've been liking the shows I've been watching. I'll be interested in see where things go uh, with How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, because it seems like things are not going to just be perfect. Last episode, made some probable enemies. I don't assume that this dude is just, that the dude that is mad is just going to like back down and stop being mad. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Okay, so this opens up like this, which is kind of cool. As far as cockpits go, I like that. I like that how the gold looks on there. That's cool. And then C, G, and J. Well, another gold piece to put on. J9. Tell me in the chat, folks. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about shipping. Let's talk about your favorite ships. Your favorite. These characters didn't enact enough in the manga. They added more in the anime, but you're still like, that's weird. Relationships you were surprised about. Ones you thought they were totally going to go for and like were annoyed they didn't. Things like that. I will say, we've talked about, months and months ago, we talked about In Another World with My Smartphone and how that's not a great show by any means as far as an action show with a totally overpowered main character and a bunch of ladies totally into him. But it does spend the last couple episodes acknowledging that the women in his life are into him and that he has to deal with that. And of course, it doesn't handle it in a great way. It's weird, but it does address it, which I appreciate in a show like that. That it does address like, nah, man, you gotta fucking deal with this. Like, you can't just be who you are and have these ladies hang out. Like, you gotta deal with this stuff. Some want to marry you. You probably need to deal with that. So I appreciate that about the show. That it C4, C5, G37, G37. Put the neck piece on. But yeah, I appreciate that it deals with that. I have too many ships and they're all gay. So much gay. Road, I get that. I totally get that, Road. Like, queer ships, gay ships, like that's totally, like that's part of the thing, right? Because they don't talk about it enough, and they don't address it enough. Like uh, that school show that I was watching not too long ago, whose name I cannot remember, Comic Girls. Comic Girls. I liked Comic Girls a lot. One of the things that was annoying to me about Comic Girls was that it didn't spend nearly enough time talking about the interpersonal relationships. Pardon me. Sorry, I'm going to drink a little water here. That clearly several of the girls, not Comic Girls, Comic Girls didn't deal with it didn't deal with the fact that like two of them went on a date and there was no fallout from that. Like one of them thought it was practice and the other one was definitely on a fucking date and they didn't deal with it because hinting at Yuri relationships is now not as taboo, but it certainly isn't like sometimes it's just not talked about enough. Like you got to go to the very end, like the last two episodes of New Game, so that people acknowledge the relationship that everyone knows is happening in the show. Like these characters are clearly been involved and are really involved, and like the whole lovebirds thing comes up, but it's just like they have a conversation about how like none of them have boyfriends. And I'm not saying that all of the women on that show are gay, but like two of them definitely fucking are. So maybe, and well, at least in one other one, just likes cute girls all around. She only wants to hire cute girls. So I don't know. Maybe she's bi. Who knows? I'm not saying you got to drag it over the head on these kind of shows, but I do say, like, fucking be realistic about it. Be real about it. Like, be honest and earnest about the characters and how they feel about other characters. Because you also can show the ups and downs. Like, um, you've got your philanderer kind of. I push people away by being, you know, fake interested in other people in Yuyasha, and then you deal with that. I'm gonna cough again. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's not fun to hear. Um, but yeah, I think that they're like when you deal with that relationship aspect of it, it makes for a better show. Just makes it more well-rounded. Like I don't know. I think I'm making sense there. I hope I am. Then I don't know. I like more relationship stuff. I like acknowledging it. I like that stuff about it. I mean, Domon is only stronger in G Gundam when he acknowledges his feelings because he's the burning heart. Like he needs to acknowledge his relationship feelings and like what he feel like he needs to be open and earnest about that stuff to be stronger. Power of love. That burning passion needs to be for all kinds of things, not just wanting to fight and wanting to like figure out what the fuck happened with your brother. Even if it turns out that a lot of the problems you're facing are because of your dad and your girlfriend's dad. Like, a big part of that is figuring that shit out. Like, oh, shit, okay. A lot of this is your dad's fault. Fuck. But yeah, I don't know. Ship discussion is a fun one. So if you got ships out there you want to talk about, even if I haven't seen the show, I'll talk to you about it. I'll do the research. Definitely talk chips. All right, so now that we have our frame done, it's time to put things on our arms. These arms are very tight. We got to put some stuff in there. We're moving the arm. Hold at the base. Yeah. But yeah, we got some work done there. So now let's build the arm units out. We're doing a lot of two times work. Um, B7. We need two B7s. It shows you where they unsnap, which is good. Uh, little T-Rex arms. Yeah, right now they're little T-Rex arms. I mostly spend my time thinking about Overwatch ones. I got that road. I understand. Uh, if that's your show, if that's your program, then of course, you think about those pairings and all that. The people, the star-crossed lovers, the teammates who spend their extra time, their off battle time together, and what relationships come of that. The forbidden ones, the obvious ones, the ones that you just think would be good that aren't really based on anything other than your own preferences for characters you think should bone down. I totally get that. Tightly fit parts as far as they will go. Okay, that is our instruction: is to tightly fit some of these parts. So let's do it. Yeah, once again, these are all identical, so we are doing them all at the same time, which makes things a lot easier than the short thing of like an arm and a leg where you're doing all this work and then you just do it all again on the other side. When you can do it at once, that does make things a lot easier. Um, yeah, I don't know if I have any ships coming up or if I'm shipping anything in any of the shows that I'm watching. Um, I mean, honestly, I want less relationship dumb shit in How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, because the fighting stuff is I'm more interested in the battles and the premises and stuff like that than I am in the goofy encounters where he got very drunk immediately and then was like being inappropriate with the guild master. And I was like, okay. I mean, I guess you got to bring her on board, I guess. Is that what's happening? Fine. I was just like, okay. Do, do, do. All right. So they said to put these on as tightly fit the parts as far as they will go, so we will do that. We'll use our snipper clips to push, and then we will. Oops. And we will slide this in. In over this. Got it. Okay. So that goes in like that. And we do the same thing for the other side. All right. So like I said, my schedule is this Wednesday. I will do some sort of live stream thing that won't be on this channel, but I will, if it's on Twitch, I will host it. If it's not on Twitch, I won't host it, but I'll, tweet about it. So twitter.com/PatBaer is the best way to find out about that. Um, I'll do some kind of stream this weekend from just my phone, or maybe my laptop if I can rig that up. Of just like hey, here's what's going on, here's what's up. I might do like I'm eating dinner and chatting with you kind of a check-in stream on Friday. I'm thinking of doing that between um, end of day and my panel. I'm thinking I'm doing that. So this other one went in just fine, and then this one's being annoying. Oh, I had this in wrong. I had a piece in wrong, folks. That's why this wasn't working. Very easy problem to fix. You just put the piece in right. Haha. All right, so put that there. Let's keep moving. G, C, and E. into D and D. So we need C, D. Oops, dropped C. C, D, E, and G. Currently I ship B in this pizza. I'm not gonna last though. It's not gonna last though. Lastbrook, you know what? Sometimes it doesn't have to. Sometimes it just happens. It's just a moment in time. It was just that moment between two, things between you and the pizza you were eating, and then it's over. And then you just have fond memories. I'm doing pizza for dinner tonight because, um, one, I don't need a reason, but two, I like to eat the foods that I enjoy the most about where I live before I go on vacation, so that I'm not tempted to be like, oh, it's been a while since I had pizza. This is not a city for pizza, so or the specific style of Chinese food I enjoy or whatever. So I often get those things just wherever I can in New York, and then try to get the things that are good about the other places I'm going to. Or honestly, let's be real, a good portion of my time in Seattle, many of my meals in Seattle are just going to be chicken fingers and fries at PAX because I'm going to be working the booth and leaving is tough. And it's a lot easier to just get the food that I need right there. Like go take a walk, find a food place, buy a food thing, go back to the table. It's going to be a lot easier than um, trying to like go somewhere to get food. So I'm probably going to do a lot of that. And then also, I'll probably do a lot of Qdoba because I enjoy Qdoba. And there used to be one by my work that closed, and I miss it. So I will probably end up getting some food at Qdoba quite a bit. It's also fast. Getting nachos with shredded beef, uh, and an extra bag of chips is pretty quick. So I'll probably do that a lot. I did something similar before I went to Canada. I live in the same building as my favorite pizza place. It's very good and very bad. Asmo, I'm down the street from one of my favorite pizza places. So yes, that is tough. It is not hard for me to get good pizza whenever I want. I have to stop myself from just like on my way to work today. I have to stop myself from leaving a little early and getting a slice of pizza to eat on the subway train. That would be bad, and I should not do that. So I will do everything I can to avoid that. All right, so this goes on here. Nope, goes the other way. Wait, yes, yeah. Goes like that into this. Goes to this. Oh, cool. All right, so that goes like that, and then build armor to that, but I'll do the same thing on the other side. Is eating on the subway accepted? So, yes and no. I think waiting in the subway station, if you're eating a slice of pizza, if you're eating a hot dog, if you're eating like a bag of chips, like I think that's fine. I do think that if you have like takeout, if you have like, even if you had like a whole pizza, like no. If you have a slice, yes. If you have like very stinky but very good uh, food, like don't do that on the subway train. Even the platform, maybe don't. But like if you're just like eating a snack. I think a snack, like you got an apple and you're just been walking and eating it, and you walk down to the subway and you're waiting for your train and you're still eating your apple. Like I don't got a problem with that. That's me. Me personally, I can't speak for everyone, but I think it's okay because we're all in a rush. We all got places to be. We don't got time to always eat when it's appropriate. I have definitely been late to something in the morning, or not late, but like late, too late to make breakfast but early enough to like stop at McDonald's on the way to the subway and get something, or like on the way to the bus and get something and then eat that um, on the bus. Like I've definitely done that. I think if you're standing, it's not cool. But if it's a time of the day where you can sit and eat, like I've definitely done. I've done dozens and dozens of late night sandwiches where I stopped at a deli, got a sandwich, knowing that I would either eat in the subway platform and probably finish it in the subway platform because the trains are so disjointed that time of night, or oh, the train arrived, I'm still eating my sandwich, whatever, I'm finishing on the train. Because to me, a sandwich is like you got to put some real funky stuff in there for it to be annoying for people. You got to work hard uh, to be annoying with a sandwich. But yeah, other people might say like, no, don't ever eat in the subway. But I don't know. I got places to be. If the worst thing I encounter in the public transportation is food, I'm probably not going to complain. Yeah, I mean, first of all, you said pizza moments earlier, and I didn't even notice. Hello, Johnny. Hi, Smash Mouth. Good to see you. Um, welcome to the stream and the chat. Um, but yeah, I think like uh, there's a lot of worse things that I have encountered in my life on the subway that are worse than food. But if you're on the subway train and it's riding and you're doing your thing, and somebody is eating something that's like smells very bad, like that's pungent, like that sucks. That's not fun. I don't think that's cool. But if it doesn't really have an odor, like I say, go for it. Fuck them. Live your best life. All right. So we got these things. Oops, mostly done. I just knocked this piece off, and I got to figure out where it goes. Back like this. Great. Okay. So we got these pieces done. We got those pieces done. Focus is okay. All right, great. Now we're going to build off the actual arm itself with some E's and some D's. E and D. So we'll pull those out. That's F. We need D. We got D. Great. We have the D. Don't worry about it, everybody. Plenty of it. I don't feel like the never eat on public transportation really position for a lot of people, though. Yeah, you're right. There are some subway line, not subway, but public transportation lines like the PATH train, which is a train line that goes underground and connects New Jersey with New York. There's no food on that train. There's no food allowed, and that's mostly because people were terrible. So they had to make it a rule that you couldn't, because people would just get drunk on the train, and that's not good. So they had to make it a rule that you can't fucking do that. And then they banned food as well. Uh, so that legitimately happened. But most of the time it's just like common sense, like, hey, be good. Don't be awful about your food. E14. If your food doesn't interfere with the experience of others and clean up yourself, you're good. Yeah, Asmo. I mean, that's basically what it is. Just be good. Don't be dumb about that stuff. All right, we're going to put this on, and then it's time for me to talk to you all about ways that you can support the channel. Because it's time to talk about that stuff. I'm going to bend this arm here. Trying to get this stuff on right, and then we'll take a quick timeout, talk about ways that you can support the stream and me in general, and then we will come back in with more building. I just have to snap this piece here. All right. Just trying to get these pieces on, and like I said, then we'll take a quick little timeout to take a pause for the cause. There it is. Great. We got that on. That's good. Okay. Sorry that living in a city is a mess, but we have places to be. Yes, exactly. You do what you gotta do. Anyway, hello. We'll take a quick little break here. I'm gonna put some stuff. This will be in the show description on my YouTube link at the end. But I am going to put a couple of quick little things here in the chat, and then these are ways to support me. First and foremost, you can become a subscriber. You can use your Twitch coin if you have Twitch Prime. You could just spend $5. It helps the stream. It helps me keep going. Every couple months, I get a page. I get some money in, which is good. You're gonna smell a lot of Subway, Asmo. That convention center smells like Subway, inside and out. You can also support me on Patreon. That's a way to do it. If that's something you think would be cool, you could support me on Patreon. I have an Amazon wish list. I haven't updated in a while. When I get back from PAX, I'm going to go through and really update it. But these are things I would like to build on the stream. I have a couple of Lego sets left. I've got a model kit. I think I have something coming in the mail, it sounded like. But yeah, the kits you buy on there. And if there's something that you don't see on there, if you're like, hey, you should build this, let me know. I'll put it on the wish list. I'm always up for that. If it's something that I think would be fun to build on the stream, I'm down. If it's like a Lego set that's not Star Wars, fine. If it's another model kit that like another Gunpla series or another, mech series that's not Gundam, sure, I'm down for that. And then I have my coffee, which is just like a tip jar. And you could do that. And then I also like to plug my Discord every time as a way for people to keep in touch. The Build with Baer community Discord. You can post stuff you've been working on. You can always tweet me stuff you're working on, like Twizdid has been doing that as of late as they work on their perfect grade. But you can also post in there. You can promote yourself in the in that, and it's just a way to another way to kind of be with some people that build, some people that are fans of building, some people that are interested in starting out. That's a good little community. I'm going to take a sip of water, then we'll get back into working on this kit and attaching some arms. And I'm going to fix the mistakes not mistakes, but the pieces that like to pop off. Putting those back on. And I'm going to take a sip of water right now. Oh, great. I'm going to tweet out that I'm still building so that people know, because, it's fun to let people know what's going on. And then, let's do that. Streaming. I'm leaning over instead of moving the... I'm going to just do this. This is easier. Way easier than leaning. Why was I leaning? I got an email. I'm checking that. Okay, and great. Send another tweet out. Maybe some people will want to pop in and go. So thanks so much for joining me today. I know this is a weird time, so I appreciate that people are here and watching. Thank you, Igloo Kid, for following. That which brings up the point. If you're not a subscriber, if you're like, I just don't have the money, or I don't really do subscriptions, give me a follow and then set your notifications so that you know when I stream, because that's very important. If you want to watch these, obviously follow me on Twitter is a good way to know as well, because I do post on Twitter pretty often. But yeah, Igloo Kid is now following. Thank you. Macintosh just subscribed with a tier 1. Macintosh, that's 3 months in a row. Thank you very much for your continued support. I very much appreciate that. Thank you so much for doing that. I love it when it shows up in there, and then people who are doing the renew can do that thing. I'm 16 months on subscribing to Kate Stark. I've been using. I originally was doing money, and then I decided that was where my Twitch coin was going to go. And so yeah, I just hit my 16 for her, and that felt pretty good. I need to do custom things for the 1 year. I have to do that. Money's been a little tight right now. Uh, yeah, you gotta get that dark toast. Yeah, so I gotta do something for that. I gotta get a little money to Alexandro. And once con season is over for her, we can make some custom things. Because more, no, not more and more, but some people are gonna hit a year because it's been a year of me doing subscription. So okay, so we did the right arm. We did that, and then we put those pieces on there. And then I guess we got to do the view from the front. But we didn't do it on the other side. So I guess we got to do it on the other side too. And then it didn't tell me to do it on the... Okay, yeah, alright. We're going to figure this out. Right arm. View from the front. And then... Yeah, alright. Let's do what we did here, but we'll just do it on the other side. And do the other arm. So that's E14. No, okay. They'll want us to... Alright. Sorry, gang. This is like being confusing, and I apologize for that. Alright, so that's D. Oh, that's the 7. So that's this thing with this sticking out like this. Goes like this. Okay, so that goes on there. And then you can find is like this. It goes up. Slide the part inwards until it reaches the dotted line. Then this piece. This will be a lot easier on the other side, as always. Once I do it the first time, the second time is a lot easier. I just have to know what it's supposed to look like, and it's not bad to do. Alright, so it goes like that. This goes like this. It doesn't look like that. Just gotten pieces falling off all over the place. That's why I don't like doing this. I like assembling with the whole arm and then attaching the arm. So this method is weird to me. So sorry if this is taking a while. If you're like, yeah, figure this out. Just being weird. Nope, doesn't want to go like that. So doesn't want to go in. And then this is obviously annoying, probably, but there will be a payoff at some point because I will figure out how to do this, and then we can continue to build, and you'll see cool things. Just right now, I'm trying to figure out what this is, and why it's being weird. Is that right? Why is that right? I'm looking at the final product to be like, oh, okay, to see how it's like supposed to work out. It's supposed to work out like this, I guess. Hmm. Sorry about that. Okay, I think I have a handle on how this is supposed to turn out, and then I can figure out what I've got to do to get this to work. So bear with me. I think I've got a better idea of what I was doing wrong and what I need to do here. No, okay. Hmm. Man. This is very annoying. If this was a YouTube series, I would edit this all together into a montage, and it would have been like, here's where things went weird, and blah blah blah, sped up of me doing all of that, and then being done and being like, but it all worked out. I got this piece falling off. That's fun. All right, so I got that on somehow, and I need F7 to just stick underneath there. All right, so I got it to work. Took a bunch of tries, but I did get it, and so the other side shouldn't be as much trouble because I did figure this one out. Which is, of course, famous last words. All right. Okay, we got one on. Then we put F6 on there. I really like your stream while I work. This is working out pretty good. Oh, thank you, Mr. Bob. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do my monthly bonus game streams, and a lot of times that ends up having to be in the afternoon because it's just when I can stream. Um, but yeah, this is what the slot would be like if I streamed 3 times a week. It would be a Monday afternoon. Um, I feel pretty good about that. Originally, that was when we were streaming. When I just streamed whenever I could, it was Thursday afternoons. It was an afternoon stream, and that was good. But evening is better for people, so I do, and actually better for me, honestly. Um, but I am happy to do this stream at this time now. All right, so now we're gonna build the other arm. Gonna do all the dumb stuff we gotta do to get that arm ready, and hopefully it'll be a lot easier because we just spent a bunch of time doing it. But yeah, you know, I've been wanting to do. That was E, and then we don't need. I've been wanting to do that third stream a week, so hopefully it'll work out that in the future I can do that for y'all. Trying to get to $150 on a month on Patreon so that I can open up the third weekly one. Agreed. It's nice accompaniment to working as long as I don't have to be on a conference call. Yeah, Esmo. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, if you're just, if it's a thing you're kind of hanging out with, just listen in and occasionally you perk up, take a look at what's going on in the build. Yeah, happy to be that for people. Um, oops. Do. Um, and then yeah, then that was always the goal. It's like I can't really justify the cost of doing more like 3 streams a week right now. But if the Patreon hit a certain level, or I've never set a stone the number my subscriber base would have to hit, uh, my subscriptions would have to hit for me to justify being able to stream uh, 3 times a week. I would say if I hit 50, right now we are at 25, so maybe like 40, maybe 40, maybe 50. I don't know. I have to do the math. I haven't done, like I said, have not done that math about when we have enough people subscribing to justify the cost of kits for a whole other day for 3 streams a week. But at some point, we got to do it because the road to partner, the two major things that I don't have is one, I just don't have the viewership for a partner. Like, I just need more people who aren't subscribers to be watching. I need to get my numbers up. That's a thing that being more, streaming more often, streaming, joining other people's streams to hang out, doing that kind of stuff. Like that's the legwork that I have to do for that. And the other thing is hours. I just don't quite hit the hours a month in a 30-day window to justify partner. The big one is hitting that 75 watt viewers average of 75 viewers for a stream. Like I'm just nowhere near that, and you kind of need to get there to do partner. Um, I am happy with where we're at here, but I love to build the channel up. I love that I don't have mods, that I can handle it, that our instances are few and far between, that for the most part chat knows each other and are cool. I'm glad that your day off. I hope you enjoy the rest of it. I'm glad I'm part of that. Um, but yeah, I more than anything, I just want to continue to stream, but I would like more people to do it. And then, hell, if I could work less of my day job, and offset that with more Twitch payouts, I mean, I would definitely do that. Obviously. We can put an arm on. Let's put a hand on this guy here. G11, G10, and then D1 and D2. But yeah, those are all future things that would be cool to do. But who knows? Who knows what the cards say? Um, but once in a while, doing it in the afternoon because I can't do it on the weekends, I think that's good. Boston, took time off in Boston, and it definitely wasn't great for the stream. For building, keep continuing the audience where it is. It was rough to have all those days off. So I know I can't really continue to do that reasonably because people end up finding other things to do. I understand that, but I still like it when people watch me stream, obviously. So if there are ways to continue to keep people hanging out and subscribing and watching and keep the viewer numbers up, I think that's a thing I certainly do. So I'll do streams like this in the afternoon. Like I said, I was going to do it on Wednesday, but now I have another thing I'm going to do on Wednesday, which is cool. And then usually, like at the end of Infra's post-mortem, I'm going to put up my information, and then a few people who are watching on that stream on PAX will follow, and then maybe they'll follow up and they'll watch some stuff. Usually PAXs, I pick up a couple people. I lose a few subscribers because they just choose not to renew because that happens, and I get that. But the hope is that I always pick up a few more people that would like what we do here. All right, so now we're doing the arm, but we're doing it the other way, the other arm. And since I did it this first time, this actually shouldn't be too bad because we've done this. So theoretically, we're just doing what we already did. It's not going to be too hard. Because we just did this. So you'd think we would remember how to do it. This kind of goes in here. This just barely goes up. This goes in. It goes like this, yeah. See, I know how it ends. It ends up like this. It's just putting the other parts of the arm in together is not the simplest thing in the world. We'll pull it apart here. Put it in the wrong way. Always fun. They did it. You can buy the Exponent monthly payments from Microsoft now. Yeah, that makes sense. Financing is a popular thing to keep, to get money out of people that think they can never afford something. Because they're like, oh, well, I can't ever do this amount of money, but I could do this amount of money for this long. Yeah, I can do that. And not realizing that, if they had saved that money, which is a very hard thing to do, it's not easy to do, but the fact that if they had saved it, they could have done it as well and not paid extra. But I also know there are people who are like, I want to do these things, and that money that I would put aside to do it on my own, I'm not going to be able to put together. So this is the only way. I get that. I totally get that. Alright, so we got our arm in. Now we can put F7 on. In this case, there does not seem to be interest tacked on. Oh, that's good. And you get an Xbox Live Game Pass. Yeah. I mean, they want you to keep playing. That's the thing. The Game Pass and all that is to keep you actively, and then maybe you're paying them and you're doing things and you're buying other things and you're getting inspired to check out other games and all that other stuff because you're in the ecosystem. And then you're in the ecosystem and you're playing with your friends, and then your friends buy a game that you don't have, and you're like, oh, I don't have that game. Let me take a look at what that game is. All my friends are playing Rocket League. What's Rocket League? Oh, cool. Stuff like that. F6 is this piece here. If it was a decade ago, yeah, I mean, it's just like, I don't know, makes sense to me. If they're not doing the interest, if they're just doing payments, like, yeah, that sounds about right. If I wasn't, doing the PC thing, because that's what I'm into right now, building PC stuff, then yeah, I could see myself getting into that as well. All right, so we did that part of the arm. Now we can do the other hands, which is, again, the D pieces here. Oops, we're dropping that. D and G, just like the other hands. Could have done them at the same time. We didn't. G14, G15. And of course, the other hands at the end is for holding weapons. We'll build that towards the end of the string of the build. We don't have to do that now. And D2 and D1. And D1 is our fist. And D2 is for our open palm. All right. Biggest point issue is that they only doing this at Microsoft Store. So yeah, so if you don't live near a Microsoft Store, then you are out of luck. which makes sense. Also, they get you into the Microsoft Store, and maybe they can sell you some other things. Makes sense to me. I don't have a problem with that. You know, like I said, there's some folks that just otherwise they don't see a path to them being able to get a system because having all the money right at once isn't viable for them. All right, so we did this. Did our hands here. I'll show off the gimmick. One of the gimmicks that's kind of cool with this is let me go and turn off properties. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I want this. Properties. Configure video. Camera control. Focus. Turn that off. Alright, great. So one of the cool things about this kit right here is the arm thing. This pops down. Whoops, which should stay on. We'll look at the other side, see if the other side is doing better than this side here. This opens, this pops down, and boom, you got yourself a blade for your beam katana. Your beam katana holder is right there, which is kind of cool place to keep them. I like that more than I like just like attached to the skirt, which is an annoying where to place put it. I like that like built into the arms. That is a cool little piece of a mechanical thing, even if I don't think it works perfectly well in this kit. All right, so we've done that. We've done our hands. We're gonna do some shoulder pieces here. If they throw in a Zune. Yeah, Asmo, I don't see them throwing in a Zune. Sorry here. All right, so we are working on a shoulder here. We're going to do our right shoulder first. Then we'll do our left shoulder, which is 10. 10. And okay. Just this one. Then it shows you this. Kind of goes like this. Can go like this. Cool, cool. All right, that's. All right. Lots of pieces have to go together for this to work. We're looking at A's and E and D and G. A. Oops. Get to that later. E and D and G. Okay. All right. So we got to put a bunch of stuff together here to work on our shoulders. That's F. I need E. All right. So the plan is we'll do as much as we can in the next 30 to 20 minutes or so. I have some mighty itch to build, but none of the kits I want are available in the U. That's really annoying, Johnny. I'm sorry to hear that. It's very frustrating, and I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. Okay, so we need E5. Yeah, so the plan is another 20 minutes or so of doing this, and then I will move on to getting ready to go to work. Put this up, and then do some work stuff. Go do license sound for some comedy shows. Got an improv show, podcast, an improv show, and then an improv show tonight. Oh wait, what's the 10:30? Uh, full mechanics Barbatos Lupus, but only the 144 Salteri. That is a bummer. I'm sorry. Uh, oh, I have a video show. That's right. Okay, easy enough. Simple and easy enough. And stop telling me about things back on drip. Harold, thank you very much for the bits. Thank you for the cheer. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. Yeah, that is frustrating when there are kits that you want to build, but just they're not available and you'd have to import them. Yeah, Harold, thank you for joining us. You're here at the tail end of the stream, but it's still nice to have you. Appreciate your support. As always, Harold, always appreciate the support. All right, so we are working on. Let's finish this. We're working on our shoulders here. We'll get some good work done on the shoulders. We're gonna also need E6. Okay. Pop that off. Great. So that's E. So we need E into G3 into D17. Hello and welcome. Welcome, Bear Steak. This is the Banshee Norn from Gundam Unicorn. This is a cool looking, very dark, like lots of gold and blues and dark colors there. You can see there the image next to me on the other side is the finished product. It's a very pretty kit. Working on the shoulders right now. We've worked on the chest and we worked on the what do you call it? We worked on the arms. We built the arms today, and now we're working on the shoulder mounts. So then G3 we need. Okay, we'll take that out there, and then we need D17. Yeah, Johnny, Smash Mouth. I'm sorry to hear about the import fees that you're dealing with. That's a real bummer. Occasionally, obviously, we're paying a premium here in the U.S. for kits that don't come out here or are old, but we're still getting a large number of them. So that's a shame that you're dealing with that. Just trying to get the kit you want to build and dealing with all of that import stuff. Let's see. All right, so this goes like this. This goes like that. I'm just feeling this out here. Like I said, I don't really know this kit, so I am doing my best to figure out what pieces need to go where and how they work and all that. So please bear with me as I figure this stuff out. And then every time I do it, the other side makes it a lot easier to do the other side of it because I have had some practice. Great. Got that done. That looks pretty good. I think that's how they want it. And okay. And then hello all. Sir Lewis. Hello. Welcome to the chat. We got a few people popping in. It's very nice. Thank you. We are in the last 20 minutes or so of our stream. We've been doing 2 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern. I appreciate people popping in. So I appreciate people checking out the streams and seeing what's going on. Working on the shoulders of our Banshee Norn. So thanks for people popping into chat to see what's going on. I don't normally stream on a Monday. That is because I'm going to Painting Arcade Expo West, uh, and I can't stream this weekend. Am I normal? I normally stream a 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern time on Thursdays and Saturdays. So yeah, normally in the evening here on the East Coast time. I just happened to need to be. I wanted to stream a little bit, and so I decided that I would pop in here on my non-normal stream time. Just do a little bit extra. Okay. So this has got to hook into here. All right, that hooks into that. We did that. This 4, 5, 6. All right, so we need A in here now. A 28 and 29. Doing that. 29. All right. So this goes like this. This piece wants to be here. And like I said, if I did something really completely wonky on this one, I'll figure it out, and then it'll be easier to fix on my other build, or the other half of it. I think this piece here is going to be the one where I'm like, what did I do? Is this part of the shoulders? I'm going to be like, no, this is just wrong. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to take this, I'm going to take apart a piece that I was working on here and see if I can put it back together. I'm hoping the fees will relax a bit eventually. It says Johnny, Smashmouth. One of the reasons they went up is the system is having trouble with the amount of imports being processed. Oh, well, that'd be good. Yeah, Mr. Bob, I don't think that they have a bluefin equivalent for Europe. We are very lucky to have that here, to have a Bandai distributor in the U.S. to handle business like that. I don't believe that the EU has that, which is a bummer. I have to put some money aside for New York Comic Con. I will have some things to purchase, hopefully out of the bluefin for the stream. So I'm putting a little money aside, and then some of the Patreon money I get at the end of the month, which is coming up, will go towards that as well. If you order from Japan directly yourself, yeah, you get the import stuff. I mean, we get that a little bit here if you're using like other Amazons. If you're trying to buy stuff from that, you certainly get the tax. So I assume that gets tacked on for Johnny as well. But I don't pretend to be an expert in any of that. Don't know a lot about international shipping and all that stuff. I being in the UK and ordering from a Japanese store, there's almost always a hefty customs cost. Yeah, I would not be surprised. Um, Parada, who won the contest shipping. I am hoping you're in the United States, because that is, we have had 2 international followers win my monthly build giveaway. And while I'm happy to send that stuff your way, it is always like, oh, that's a rough one. Happy to do it. Happy that folks win, but yeah, it can add up there for me. It's an expense I'm not used to. All right, so I think I got this right. Okay, so that went in like that, and that's how that goes. And then this. Great. Shoulder piece, figure it out. Very happy I figured that out. get this going there. I always feel bad about the nonsense other nerds throughout the world go through. Yeah, I mean, there's no one distributing Nintendo in the Middle East, so none of my coworkers have used a Switch in person. Ah, that is a shame. It's a fun system. I mean, I remember back in the day, when you wanted to import games, it was like friends of mine and I would like decide which game, who was going to get what game. And hey, can you pick up this Dragon Ball fighting game, this Dragon Ball Z fighting game for the PlayStation? Hey, actually, I'm going to import this weird rhythm game. Oh, well, I'm buying a bunch of guitars because I'm getting Guitar Hero. What? I'm getting Guitar Freaks, I should say, not Hero, Freaks. And be like, what? What are you buying? Guitar Freaks. Can I come over and see what that is? Be like, yes, please do. So we would do a lot of that where like we would, import stuff that we were interested in and then share the wealth because it was so cost prohibitive to get cool things from Japan. Even, especially like if you knew someone in Japan and you could have them go to the store and buy it for you and then mail it to you, that was a godsend. Or if you knew someone who was like teaching English in Japan, you would like send him a list of like manga to go buy. Um, because you'd be like, here is the orders. And then you would send them like, sometimes you would send them like an international money order because that was the best way to do it because this was kind of before PayPal worked internationally. Uh, you do whatever you had to do to like get the things out that you wanted to get out, basically. Uh, yeah, you did what you had to in order to like support everyone's habits. Yeah, because otherwise people didn't get to see the cool things that you wanted them to see or they wanted to go see. All right, and then we got to put D27 on here, and then I think I got the shoulder piece about right. We'll see. We'll find out. If they're a little off, I'm okay with that. Yes, Crunchyroll helps a lot. I mean, obviously there are parts of this world that don't get all of the shows that sometimes, like, I know that Canada occasionally gets hosed a little bit with, um, with things that other countries get, or they have to wait on them, or they just don't get them day and date. But yeah, I mean, you know, making sure you got the anime that you wanted to get was sometimes pretty tough, even if you're willing to pay for it. I mean, I know a dude that like there were a couple guys in the fan sub community groups that I belong to, in an anime club that I belong to that he would pay for. Now I can't remember what show it was, but he would pay for the OVAs. He would pay for the um, at the time either originally laser discs of the OVAs or the DVDs of it before obviously this was definitely pre Blu-ray, so he would pay for a lot of gear to be sent, like a lot of stuff to be sent over, and then sent. He would buy them in Japan. He would purchase them from Japan and import them to a fan subber who would make sure that he was getting first dibs on the fan sub, and he was like listed as like a supporter of the fan group because he was supplying them with the laser disc or the DVD or VHS if that was the best quality. He was getting the super VHS copy because that was the best thing that we could offer them at the time. It was the wild west of compensating people for their fan subs. Okay, so I screwed this piece up. This piece up is screwed up, and I can't quite figure out but everything else looks good. Everything else is good, but this is like not right. So I have to see why I did this wrong. So I'm going to take this piece off. We'll go back. see what we did wrong. Huh. That is the continued issue with working with a kit that you've never worked with before is troubleshooting those things. I've had shows disappear only to reappear weeks without warning on Crunchyroll. The EU support seems to have gotten better. Yeah, I mean sometimes those deals just they're in the process of renewing them or negotiating them while they expire, and then sometimes that's even a tactic. That's like, well, we're going to let this one expire to see if there's a bunch of emails we get because the publisher doesn't think that anybody wants that, or we're being told like, don't, we can only negotiate this much more for it, and they go through the process of doing all that. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes the fans are a bargaining chip. The assumed perceived outrage of a title going off is all they need to like get it renewed. Or it's in deals. It's in this particular show is being relicensed along with these three other shows, but and then they're like, actually no, that's not going to be part of the deal, and then you don't get the show you wanted. And all right, that didn't work. Just trying to get this thing to do what I want it to do, and it doesn't seem to want to do what it says it wants to do. That's what I want, I think. Close enough. I think we're going to go close enough on this, and I'm just going to move on. See if we can get the other one. So far, 2 episodes of Cowboy Bebop. That's right. I forgot about that. Hey, they haven't had a lot. If you have Amazon Prime, their old anime service just got merged in normal Prime Video. Yes, Mr. Bob. So yeah, Amazon Prime, you can watch anything that used to be part of Anime Strike is now there. I would say that My Hero Academia is a good show for people that like are more accustomed to Western superheroes because it is very influenced by Western superhero shows and programs and stories. Very openly, the mangaka for it loves like Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a huge influence of his, so which is very obvious. I think pretty obvious. Dude loves Spider-Man. There's a guy who uses tape like Spider-Man. He creates tape out of like there's a few superheroes that have a lot to do with Spider-Man, and if you knew that the creator really likes Spider-Man, you'd be like, oh yeah, yeah. I can see that. Um, so yeah, that might be a good starting point. Cowboy Bebop came out at the same time as Trigun, the same era, and Trigun I think maybe doesn't hold up as well as Cowboy Bebop, but is the same kind of era, so it might be fun to watch like that at the same time. Um, I think Crunchyroll pretty recently got Outlaw Star, and that I really like Outlaw Star. I love the vibe of it. I love the mech with arms is such a weird. It's just so odd. A mech with arms is just an odd thing that I really like it. So that might be fun to watch. Like I said, that's on Crunchyroll. And that was like a fun show. Not a great show, but a fun show. Oh, Johnny says that the Western hero part um, is what doesn't make My Hero work for you. That makes sense. Johnny, if you're over the Western hero thing, then yeah, then it the truth is that it's not super. It hasn't really penetrated that style hasn't really penetrated Japan all that much. So those influences are still kind of not mainstream in Japan. So it makes My Hero pretty refreshing compared to other shows. So I can understand why you'd be like, no thanks, if you've had a lot of it. Whereas like I still relate to that stuff and still love that stuff. So for me, it's welcome to have those influences in an anime, and it's still very anime. It's just it also has some Western influences, like Western superhero influences. All right, so is this as clean as it should be? No. Is this great? No. Is what we've got? Yes. That's what we've got and what we're moving on with. So this shoulder is not particularly great, and I can't figure out how to make it better. When I do the left one, maybe I will be inspired to figure out what I did wrong on this, and I will off camera take it apart and fix it up and make it all good. But right now, that's our right shoulder, and that's unfortunately the best we're getting with it. I'm actually going to put it on, and then, yeah, like I said, I might be able to take that apart in my spare time, on my own time, um, before we get back into streaming again and take a look at it. But right now, that is the best we're going to do with that. I think the askew piece is backwards, needs to be returned. Yeah, I know that it's this piece here and this piece here. It's this piece right here and this piece right there. Um, I know that this assembly on that is wrong. But I've been toying with it and trying to figure it out, and have been unable to figure out what I'm doing exactly wrong there. So I can't figure that out today because the part of transformation in the shoulder involves moving that part. Yeah, that's so I know where it is. So what's going to happen is sometime next week before I stream on next Thursday, I will give myself some time to take this shoulder piece off and to take these pieces apart and redo it and try to do it right. But that's not going to happen today because that's the end of our stream. It's almost 4 o'clock. I got to upload this to YouTube. I got to send it out to my Patreon. I've got to clean up and get ready for work. I want to thank you for joining me here on the stream. This was my kind of adventure-ish thing here on a Monday, not my normal stream time. Thank you for joining me. Oh, I dropped a thing. Thanks for hanging out here on the stream as I build. My schedule is pinned on Twitter for my appearances. If you're at PAX West, come say hi. I'll be in Bandland. If I'm not on a stream or on a panel, I'm in Bandland 10 p.m. till 6 p.m. Friday through Monday. Thank you for joining. You have a good day as well. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. Join my Patreon. Tell people. That's a great thing. Like, obviously, I'm not streaming this week. I won't be back again until, what day here? The next actual build stream will be on Thursday, September 6th. Thursday, September 6th will be the next time I actually stream here. But I will be doing live streams on Friday and Saturday, PAX, twitch.tv/PAX2, and I will host them here on this, so you can watch those. And like I said, I will find a time, hopefully on Friday, I'm going to find a time to do a check-in stream where I'm just like shooting a quick video to say hi. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day and your night, and I'm going to go to work. See y'all later. Goodbye.